welcome to another episode of East Meets West on leadership. And today we're talking about motivation and how, coming to end of the year, planning for the new year's, what are some of the goals you're setting? What are the areas you're setting on those goals? And then how do you keep the momentum or the motivation that throughout the year you will do it? As you can see, many people set New Year resolutions, and then I don't know, maybe within the first quarter of the year itself, something goes wrong or it falls off. So, how do you keep your motivation to do these things that you said you wanted to do? And then also, are you planning in all the areas that is needed in your life? So, let's welcome Coach Harish and from India. And as we talk more about your goals as you set in which areas and how can you be motivated to continue it. Welcome, Coach.
Good evening. Good evening. Happy to be here today, the last Thursday. And there's going to be another Thursday. That's right.
Yep.
Today is 23rd, and there's going to be another Thursday, the 30th, before we sign off for the new year. So, Shanti, how was the year 2021?
Oh, I would say for me personally that a lot of different things happened for me personally, and a lot of changes, whether it's in education wise, in learnings, in jobs changing, being bold enough to take some steps this year, and meeting new people like you, new coach, joining and collaborating with others. So my year is interesting, and I think even coming next year will be even more interesting. What
I
about you?
think I think this was a great year for me because last year I was shaping up to accept the new me. And this year I became the new me. The man who used to travel every second day on an aeroplane before the 8th of March 2020, who was grounded totally and now has picked up in this year, and my flying has started, my meeting people beyond the TV screen or the Zoom. Now I'm meeting them live. For the last 3 months, September onwards, I've started traveling and meeting people live. So I feel I evolved during these 18 months, 9 months of 2020 and 9 months of 2021. I evolved to become a better human being. I evolved to become an inspiration for people. And with that inspiration, I created this program called Reset Your Mindset. Because your mind shapes everything. And when it is in sync with the heart, it moves quicker, faster. So I was speaking to leadership within the country and outside the country. What do you need to do to reset your mindset and become the person you were born to be? So I started with inspiring myself, being motivated every single day. When I was doing those calls across the world, first time I was doing Australia, Singapore, India, Europe, USA, and up to Guyana. Just imagine the spectrum, the whole world between 6 a.m. in the morning till 11 p.m. in the night. I did never imagine I could do that. Now I know the world is so small. It's only that you need to reach out and your mind needs to accept. You only need to sleep for 6 hours. That could be any time of the day or any time of the night. So This evolution in me I translated by challenging leadership, asking them to think, do they wish to live this new life or go back to their old life? And remember, old life is not coming back to anybody. This mask is here to stay, this distancing is here to stay, and the joy of travel will be restricted because the government don't want this to be spreading globally and bring it under control. In my country, 25th to 31st, they have launched no parties, no Christmas celebrations, and no late nights. Because they know if let the people loose, then there'll be loads of people on the streets, on the roads, and it could erupt. That's a good discipline, good decision, and a disciplined decision to stop so that we can move further in 2022. Now, let's come to the point. I am motivated because I'm inspired every day to teach to this world how to become better in 6 areas of life. How to become better in 6 areas of life. A, personal. What do you need to address in your person which needs to be reset? Reset could be partial, reset could be total. And in case you want to reset, this is the great opportunity for letting go all the bad, letting go all the ugly in you, personal. Two, health. Your health, your family health, and the health of the organization you lead or you work for. You have to focus on those areas that you are now prepared for any eventuality to save yourself and stay alive. So that is a knowledge that has come as an information and awareness in people that they know that they have to look after their health. So habits, eating, sleeping, drinking, and smiling, being happy is coming into people. So moving from a scarcity mind to a abundant mind. And when you do that, not only your mind and your heart are in sync, but you're enjoying enthusiasm, you're enjoying positivity 24 by 7, and you are self disciplined. So, self discipline is self awareness, self approval, and with enthusiasm, you want to discipline your life and stay healthy. So, that is two. Third is relationships, personal with self, inside, outside, wife, children, mother, father, and relatives. Two, the people you work with, the employees, and the management, the leadership, and the ownership. How is the relationship? Then customers, both inward customers and outward customers. And how are you building that relationship to sustain A, to be consistent, B, to be stable, C, and to get that relationship to move into becoming a trust for each other is what we are looking at. And remember, each one who has survived is special. You and me are special. You and me are lucky that we are speaking from different zones in the world. I am sitting here in India, and you're sitting in the other part of the world, which is Guyana. Did we ever imagine that we could do this? So, imagination, intuition, and the will has come up with a new set of reasons, with a new set of beliefs, and a new perception that we need to stay together in peace, harmony, and joy, not only ourselves, but around the world. So, relationship is the third factor. Why I'm emphasizing on relationship is because today it's a world of collaboration. We have so much to give to each other. We have so much to talk about each other, about our culture, your culture, same culture, and similar culture. So, survival, then revival, and now to thrive together is the new message in this new world. I want your thoughts on these three words. How do you look at it? Personal, health, relationship.
So indeed, I think for all of us, planning should be important in these areas. And starting with personal, for me, it's you know my B. And you talk about B, and we learned that what do you want to have in life, and what do you need to do to have those things that you want to have, and who do you need to become to do what you need to do. And like for me, indeed, it was a lot of working on my B, my confidence, being, I would say, the person that is needed to pull out to do certain things. Maybe even for doing this video, the person that is needed as a mother, as a wife, as an employer. Who do I need to be in the moment and working on myself? So a lot of what I've done is on emotional intelligence, reading books, listening to different podcasts, and people that can help me understand how to build my be in these different areas. And I've invested in so many different programs and learning from different people so that I can become better in my be. So personally, for me, that will continue coming next year, is to keep investing in building my be so I could be stronger and braver to stand when I need to stand, and also know when to not say, just be quiet. The other thing, my health side of it, is something that I've been working on too. And like for this year, past 2 years or so, I had a lot of breakout on my face, and I tried to think about what is it. And so some of it is my diet, and working right now into changing what I eat and cutting down on certain things at lunch. That now for the past month or so, I've been eating fruits or salad or some soup or something, just to cut down on how much taking in for a meal. And if I can just manage on 2 meals per day, would be good. And so that I can throw off some of my weight. And so health wise also, yes, indeed. But I love the part that it's not about ourselves too, but when you talk about relationship and about your team member, health also for them. How do you look at where they're at? And so in coaching my team members too, we talk about what are they doing for exercise, how are they eating. And so I see so many of our team members that sometimes the easiest thing is to just buy some street food and eat, and unknowing to them that they don't see the calories, they don't see what are the ingredients these people are using, and if it's going to be healthy for them. And so yes, those are things that we need to look at too. How do we help bring that awareness of what are we eating to have a lot to do, and our sleep too. Yes, so 6 hours is good for me. I get 6 hours. I Some people go 8 hours, and like my kids might go and do 10 hours. Our school closed, but I am saying yes, indeed. We need to look. We do want to achieve a lot, and we only have 24 hours, and so taking care of our health side is important, because if you don't sleep, you're not going to get the energy. You're not going to get what is needed for you to function the next day, so your productivity can be high. And if you don't invest the time and what's needed for your health, then your productivity can go down too. So we're talking about goals and we're talking about motivation. And I think honestly, the health side of it many people neglect. And so sometimes when you're not in a mood, you don't feel like it, you're lethargic, whatever is happening, something you didn't even realize that it is due to what you're eating is causing it. And so looking at your health is so important. Yesterday I did my video on relationships, and I was talking about that part of life and planning and having a relationship plan. And that's so important that we might not think of all of these things, and we think, okay, we want to achieve this here, we made this plan, but how about the relationships, how about the people in your life? And even with your team, how do you build your relationship with them? How do you build relationship with your customers? So I like that part too, that you added the customer side of it. How can you build relationship? What do you do to build your relationship with the customers? How does your team build relationship with the customers too? All of that is so important, that you take time out to think and strategically think on these things, so that you intentionally plan something to happen, and you're just not leaving it by chance or wishing, hoping that, oh, this thing is going to get better and that is going to get better. But it is about how do you strategically plan for it so that it will get better, so you know it's going to get better, and not wishing and hoping. So those are my thoughts, sir, on those
Very
three.
nice. Very nice. See, all these are the areas which we need to address every single day. Every single day is a new day. And every morning, when you have a plan for the day, you write your plan the previous night and you work the plan in your mind in your sleep. And when you do the plan the next day, it works like an autopilot. The whole life is going the way you want it. And I've been talking about this default diary for the last 10 years. Your diary works in your mind, provided you write it down the previous night. And those people who plan, they write it down, they do it, they achieve success every moment of their life. And those who get up in the morning and then decide what to do, they don't know how time flies.
Yep.
So, my message for people who are inspired and have survived this pandemic: get motivated every single day when you wake up, when you put your feet on your floor from your bed. You got to say, I am confident, I am fearless, I am unstoppable, and I am limitless, and I am the best. When you say these words, as soon as you get up in the morning, not only are you inspired and motivated, but you're influencing people at home, at work, in the neighborhood, and the people you meet. So it's all about inspiring, motivating, and influencing people because you are special. And this is my story, and I'm happy to share it every single day. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and influence people around you so that they have so much to do, so much to give, and so much to become in this life.
Yep.
So let's move on to the other three. After, what are the first one?
Personal
Personal,
health,
health,
relationship.
relationship. Let's talk about job or the business that you do. You have to stay focused because you're motivated. You have to get outcomes every day. And when you have planned the day, the outcome is waiting to happen. People say it's a miracle. I call it a normal way of doing work. When you plan your work, you work the plan, it happens. So that is your job or the business that you do. The next is financial freedom. How are you planning your next 10 years, 20 years, 25 years? Are you saving enough? Because you got to make enough to save enough. And when you save enough, are you investing at the right place to get the right returns Instead of gambling, are you playing it safe? Today, the world is a volatile market. I know my friends in Turkey, half of their wealth has been washed away because of devaluation. So look after your financial freedom because today, Shanti, the life is beyond 90, 95, 100 because there is so much of medication available, nursing available, care available. Gone are the days when people used to go up at 60, 65, 70, 75. So now health is wealth, and to create that wealth, you have enough time in your youth to create that wealth so that you can live long enough. So, financial freedom is one area where you need to start focusing on. So, fourth was
Job.
job, business, or profession. Fifth is financial freedom. And finally, social and spiritual. You have to give it back to the society. You have to give them what you have earned during the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years of your life. It's your payback time. Like for me, it's payback time. Re educating, educating individuals, business owners, leaders, professionals, and management and boards how to become better, live a better life, stay in abundance, not in a scarcity, in the mind, in the pocket, and influence people to live a healthy, wealthy, and a wise life. So, social, you have to give it back. You have to serve the community in whichever way you can. Educate them, re educate them, serve them, and help them become better and better and better. And finally, all those places where there is spirituality, go to those places and engage with those people and share your message of wellness, goodwill, good health, great culture, great living, and creating abundance in your life and in their lives. You know, I was addressing a program at about 7 hours from now, and they asked me, why do you write abundance in your name? I said, I worked hard for this. To keep your mind in this state of abundance, you have to work hard on yourself. The words you choose, the thoughts you stitch, the actions you take, the results you get have to all come from 24 by 7 positive mental attitude. And stay motivated is stay enthusiastic. With enthusiasm, 24 by 7, you are motivating not only yourself, but the people around you. And as a speaker, coach, teacher, mentor, today I'm happy to share this wisdom, this knowledge with people in this country, in all those countries where I can serve and help them grow to become better and better and better. So, this is what I feel like sharing today because you have to be inspired because you have survived. You have to be motivated because you have a job to do. You are undone. That's why God has given you this second life. You have survived the COVID. Now it's your job to respect this and serve the community and help the community grow. And finally, influence people to raise their levels to become abundant and spread this message of abundant and move away from a scarcity mind to a small petty mind to move away from a powerless poverty driven mind to a prosperous abundant and happy joy delight should be visible 24 by 7 on your face, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you do. And this is who you are in the new you, the new normal. And I'm happy to share that if I can do it, I can make people do it, help them stay motivated, help the leadership become more and more inspiring, motivated, and influencing every single day. They need to grow on this. And as I mentioned, today, once you get this clarity, get the communication from inside to outside, communicate with people, and finally do it over and over. Be consistent so that you become a master communicator, influencer, and motivator for the rest of the world.
Yes, coach. Indeed. And, sometimes I think, how do we stay motivated in these things, doing these things, is that we need to look back at our why. Why are you doing it? And if your why is not big enough, it's not strong enough, that's why we lose momentum during the year, and we come to the end of the year and you wonder what happened. I had all these big plans to do these things in my life, and it just fall away. So why are you doing it? Dig deep into the why, because when it gets hard, sometimes for me, getting up in the morning to go and do some exercise, and it's so hard sometimes that it's painful. Next day I'm in pain. And so some mornings you just don't feel like it. And so during the year, when you just don't feel like it, just go do it anyway. Remember your why. Remember what is it going to do for you. Why did you even choose to do that thing? What was it that you said you wanted to solve, and why you set that goal? What was it going to do for you? And just tap back into that why and feel the energy back, what you're going to get if you've achieved this thing. And you just picture yourself. And I like the idea of beginning with the end in mind, is that what is it going to look like in the end losing this weight? What is going to look like in the end having great relationship with the people them that you have set out to have? And so it's looking back at all these things, your personal life. What are the things that you wanted to achieve personally? Who do you want to be? Think about it. Just tap into the end before you even start, and just get the energy. And when you fall off, tap back in and grab the energy again and go again. Because motivation, I do believe motivation should come from within. And if we are expecting other people to motivate us, then that wouldn't be a motivation that's going to last long, because it's not really something that you're coming with. It's somebody else is motivated for you. So they're going to get the motivation pretty much of wanted to see. And I think it's a real trap for people to be more excited about our growth and our achievement than what we are excited. So that's not gonna last. And so starting with you, with me, that what is it that we want to do, and how do we motivate ourselves? What do we need? And some of us have different way and different things that will motivate us. Might sound weird to some people, and yeah, they might not get you why you're motivated to do this thing. And it's like sometimes I just want to prove people wrong, and so that's my motivation to do certain things. So your motivation might be totally different and what, but wherever it is, keep the motivation up in front of you so that you will go do it. And so there's no excuses at the end of the year. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? No excuses. Any excuse, that's on you. You choose to allow something to hinder your path and block you from continue doing what you said you wanted to do. That's on you, right? And so starting with yourself, and how do you put aside the time planning for these areas and sticking to the plan. We do believe that you fail to plan is planning to fail. And many people do not sit at the end of the year actually and plan for the next year. And that's why indeed we start the year, we start the day, and have the day gone into trying to figure out what to start with first, and we wasted an entire half of the day. And what we could have maybe done, couple things could have done that in that day, you just end up doing one or two things. So indeed planning is so important, and the other part is monitoring the plan. Look at the milestones that you're hitting, when you want to hit those milestones, and if you monitor, then you'll know, am I on track? Am I okay? Where am I falling off back? Why am I falling off? Is it that I'm not motivated? Is it that what is happening here? Maybe I need to tweet a little bit right now, so that you still keep the momentum going and not fall away. And I think the discipline, as you talk about, is so important, that if we are disciplined people, we are going to do it. If you tell yourself, every day I'm going to wake up, I'm going to read a book, even if it's a book once a month, it'd be 12 books. And I would say, if from each book you learn something that you can apply to your life, you have grown. So you are not going to close that year without being the same you. You would have grown based on what you have invested your time into. And so just a little bit, keep pressing forward, and you can do it. And I'm saying to you, the discipline of doing it even when you don't feel like doing it, go and do it anyways. Just tell yourself, I must do this, I have to do it, whatever you need to tell yourself, and just go and do it anywhere. And in the end, you are going to see the results. Results doesn't happen overnight, but it's continuous working on it. And so that's where some of us might not see, in a week, a month, something that you want to see change, and it's not happening. And that's where you get demotivated, and you just stop. And so all of that, you need to be careful about, that you keep being disciplined and understand it doesn't happen overnight. Be patient with yourself, and be your cheerleader. I was listening to another speaker who was talking, people don't cheer for you until you have achieved something. So during the period while he's doing the thing, who's cheering? Nobody's cheering. So you got to cheer for yourself. Cheer. I'm proud of myself that I was able to wake up and I did this. I was able to invest my time into this, and I'm doing these things, and you keep cheering for yourself. So that's so important, that you look at who's your cheerleader right now, and you need to be the biggest cheerleader. So, Coach, do you want to add anything else?
Superb, superb, brilliant, and great. And today, let us announce on next Thursday when we meet, we will give areas where you need to work harder. Make them your goals for your 2022, and work on those 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 each month, and then move to 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6 in the second month, and keep doing it. Keep becoming the person you were meant to become, and achieve greatness in this life, because you were born to win and you deserve to win. So, looking forward to meeting all these people on 29th. Am I right? Today is 23rd, 30th, sorry,
The
on the
30th,
30th,
next
and
Thursday.
share with them a great lesson which they need to learn, do, and become in 2022. And I will share with you, each one of us is going to go miles further in 2022 from today. We are all going to be special in 2022. We're going to climb many more steps towards our Mount Everest and achieve great heights in this life, because now is the time to move to thrive by believing in yourself and by achieving more in less. So that's my story, and I'm going to share that next Thursday. Looking forward to meet you all. Thank you, Shanti. Blessed to be a part of this program and blessed to have you in this life.
And same here, Coach Harish. Thank you so much for your time, and indeed for the value you're adding to everyone who's listening. And so we can be hearing a lot and don't do anything, then I would say we're just not going to achieve anything. So it's about hearing and doing too. So thank you again for your time, and see you next week.
God bless.
Take care.